Hello everyone, I am Kalyan Sarkar, Assistant Professor in Lovely Professional University. Today we are going to learn about the basic table etiquettes which we should follow whenever we go to a restaurant for lunch or dinner. So let's see what's there for us on the table as a guest. Now we will see whenever we go to a restaurant what the table setup is there for us and what does this mean. So we can see some cutlery, some crockery, a glassware and a linen, which is a napkin. We'll understand this one by one. So the first cutlery, which is like this, round in shape, this is used for soup. We call it as soup spoon. Then the next spoon, we call it as AP spoon. This is used for having gravies, curry, and some thick items. Then we have a knife, which is used generally to cut the bigger chunks of food into smaller pieces. And we do have a fork. So you can see there are few items kept on the right hand side and few items kept on the left hand side. The way it is kept, we do use it with the left or right hand. We generally see a water goblet or a water glass which is meant for the consumption of water, and on the left hand side you can see a small plate. We call it as a side plate or a bread and butter plate. This is used to have breads. In Indian term, when we call bread, we call it as naan, roti or paratha is being served on this. And this is a cloth napkin. Now we will see what's the right way of using a cloth napkin when we ever go to a restaurant and we find this on our table. Now we will see the right use of the linen, which we call it as cloth napkin or a serviette. You can see this is a square napkin, so we can open it and keep it on our lap. The main purpose of this napkin is to protect our clothes from any food dropping. We can do it like this, or you can fold it, make a triangle and then keep it on your lap. Now we will see with this cloth napkin what we should not or should not use it for. See, whenever you are having food, we should not wipe a complete face with this. This is not a towel. If you have something, you can keep it clean with a corner and then keep it again on your lap. Do not wipe your face or your nose or your neck. This is just a napkin to clean your face, and if you have touched something with your fingers, then we can wipe our fingers with this. When you are not using it, you can simply fold it and keep it on the side. So here we have learned the right use of napkin. Now we will see the right use of the cutlery which is kept on the table for you. The first very important thing is do not play with the cutlery when you are talking or using it to scratch your head or your back. This is meant only to have food, so you should touch this cutlery when the food is there on the table. So now the use of this cutlery is we always hold the knife on the right hand side and the fork on the left hand, and the right way of holding it like this. So the big chunks of food, we use knife and fork. The fork is used to hold the food and the knife is used to cut it into small pieces, and then we will have it with the use of the fork. So the main purpose of the knife is to cut the big chunks of food into smaller particles. Now you may have some food, say for example like rice, maybe a biryani or a pulao or a steamed rice with some curry. If you use only spoon, so towards the end there are some few grains left on the plate. So I have seen people using their thumb to lift those rice into the spoon. That's not the right way. We always use a fork on the left hand side just to replace our thumb and to lift the leftover rice with the help of the fork into the spoon. So these are the few tips which we should always follow whenever we are going for a dinner or a lunch with some delicates with a family and friend, so that others should see and be notice that we know the basic etiquettes or the basic manners in a restaurant.